Yeah, the revs are up, and the plus 50 class, the John Gruey Memorial class. Let's check in with how they finished. We know John Gruey was your winner. Finishing up in the number 2 spot would have been Barry Karsten. Those guys battle tooth and nail.
Yeah, Carson got the whole shot in that first moto. Ralph Bentley getting it out this time, so he'll pick up $100 there from Bell Helmet. So Ralph Bentley out front. And yeah, that was, remember how intense that battle was.
There it is.
Carson and
Here comes Karsten. He's back in the number 4 now, about to be in the number 2 spot when we finish up through the 10 Commandments, and that's how it's going to go. Gruey out front. Barry Karsten is second.
Well, there you go. That's how quick cream rises to the top, to repeat that cliche for about the 100th time today.
It does, but it does. That's just how it works here.
Yeah, I mean, there's not many better ways to say it, to be honest with you. We'll get creative tonight, maybe come up with a few others. But here we go. Karsten is feeling pressure as well from the 3rd place ride. He's not free and clear just yet as things start out early here. Ralph Bentley trying to maintain a good pace. That's the 58 machine we're taking a look at in the number 3 spot there.
Michael Keating, he was my favorite Batman of all the different Batmans we've had. Oh, that's Michael Keaton.
Yeah, my Batman. He's the one that said that, right?
Yes, I think you're right.
So, and actually Keating took the 3rd place position finish in Moto number 1, so he's picking up where he left off. We've got our top 3 right back in the top 3 positions, but now Keating has gotten around Karsten to take over the number 2 spot.
Nope, there's Karsten right there. So it is John Gruey out front, and here comes Barry Karsten. Karsten is 2 bike lengths behind Gruey. Takes a couple of laps to kind of start figuring out where you want to be on the racetrack and all the insides, outsides. And Barry Karsten has zoned right back in. And it wouldn't be a race if Barry Karsten and John Gruey were on the track at the same time and they didn't just magically gravitate towards each other. There's some sort of magnetic thing that happens on this planet. It's a Bermuda Triangle of racing, and it sucks those 2 guys together.
They're like 2 poles that got too close together. They just get stuck together.
That's right. We got to settle the score. Whoa, look out. That was a KTM rider having some issues climbing out of that left-hander in the mechanics area.
Wow.
Look at Karsten.
Wow.
1 bike length separating. But you know the deal, though? Karsten can get right to Gruey.
Yes.
Making that pass and sticking the pass has been nearly impossible.
Yeah, that's been the hard part for him. But I tell you, he early on, he's trying to get up there, and he is right there in the thick of things. Hey, folks, don't forget, I just now got informed of and reminded of the Shyrock fishing tournament going to be taking place at Lake Loretta out here. That is the Hunter and Fletcher Shyrock, who are now professional fishermen, formerly top Loretta Lynn's riders here at the Dude Ranch, and I think even raced some pro for a while, if I'm not mistaken. So the Shyrock's now professional fishermen. They got a tournament going on this evening at 6:30. Grab your poles and come on down, folks.
Rip some lips. So Gruey starting to figure out his lines, his race lines. Barry Karsten just goes wherever you go. I'm just going to bounce around, see what happens here. Karsten lifts the front wheel of his trusty Suzuki. That guy's been on a Suzuki since he was an infant. Same gear, Bromley cycle. He's had the same 3 sponsors. You want to talk about staying the course. That dude has probably logged as many laps. That guy races all the time, did all the Winter Ams back in the day. Just an animal.
And you know, from a sponsor's perspective, he has been a sponsor's
it's golden.
dream, you know?
Golden.
Yeah, I mean, a very popular individual, even as an amateur. I mean, as a professional he wasn't, even as an amateur, maybe as popular as he was, especially running these amateur national championships and so forth. We got
yellow flags are out here. Look at those. That's how you navigate through a down rider there. They took it nice and slow. The title means nothing when it comes to one of your competitors being on the ground. Make sure you get through there nice and safe. They resume racing.
Hard break there for, tough break for the 17 of Craig Bigelow out of Swartz Creek, Michigan. He finished 10th in Moto 1. I believe that's the rider down.
Yeah, that's Kip Bigelow's brother.
Just before the Tunnel of Love.
So out from the trees there, that's one of the only real changes to this racetrack. They tweaked it here and there, but that whole tree section did not even exist about 10 years ago. You remember when we went into the trees after the start?
Well, I remember sitting about where the first turn. First year I came here, I can remember, and I was telling this story to my girlfriend on the way in. I was like, you know, the first time I ever come here, and I still remember it, you know, and happened to go around, and I was sitting there, and I could hear the PA. It was so crisp and it was so loud, and I sat down on a log that had fallen down there and washed up probably during a rainstorm.
The Civil War.
Yeah, and I kind of sat there. Actually, it was a tree. It was a big one. And I sat there, and I just kind of took it all in. I looked over at this announcer's tower, and it was all decorated up. The sun was hitting, and it was glistening. And that was when I realized that I was someplace pretty cool at that point.
Yep. Similar story. I came here in '93 the first time, and we were racing the C class and the 500 class. My little brother, 15, on an open 500, KX 500, and a 125. So dumb. We had no idea what we were doing. We borrowed the bike for the area, the regional. Never got to ride it except for those 3 races. And man, we had a ball. We pitted next to Shea Bentley. That was his first title. He beat several people. Then there were Brock Sellers and all these other guys, and we were pitted right there where the track out now goes. It poured down rain. Shea and them were intense. I don't know how he even survived the week. He slept, won a title, probably one of the last guys to win a title, sleeping in a tent. Not an RV. They had a like a little van, little trailer behind them, little pump sprayer, clean the bikes off. That's how you do it.
You know, it's funny how things have changed, but really the simplicity of it all, I think, is what a lot of folks enjoyed back then. The simplicity of this is that John Gruey out front, Barry Karsten is in second, and right now they are enjoying a rather massive lead over the rest of the field, some 20 seconds to third place, and it's only those two. It's the John and Barry show right now.
That needs to be a talk show. Just on ESPN, they disagree with everything they say. The John and Barry show coming on at 5.
Hey, look at Earl May up to a third place position.
Earl May, nice work.
Yeah.
His wife's an accountant. She's out there doing her taxes right now. Gruey into the 10 Commandments. Barry working his way through there as well. When you see vet riders with their feet off the pegs walking the bike through rutted turns, you know that is a tricky, tricky racetrack, because those guys have been doing it forever. There's Barry Karsten hucking that triple in the back. They're trying to stay in touch with Gruey. Chewy Gruey. That's a delicious granola bar. Just want to rip his arm off, take a big old bite.
Did I hear someone say that he has a girlfriend now?
He has a lady friend.
Yep.
They drove down, and she's supporting John Gruey. I support John Gruey. I've got the signs in my front yard.
I was wondering after that statement, he's single and ready to mingle.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I bet she let you guys know real fast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. John's a good dude.
He is.
Good on a dirt bike too.
Yes, he is. And so's Barry. I mean, everybody I know out of this. Earl May's a
You ever heard anybody talk bad about Barry Karsten? That guy's such a jerk.
No, I haven't. I really have never heard anyone say, no competitor or anything has ever said anything bad about Barry Karsten.
He's annoying if you're John Gruey, because he will not leave you alone.
But even John Gruey don't say anything bad about it.
Just, I'm going to beat you on the racetrack, and we'll leave it at that.
But if John Gruey does say anything that seems a bit controversial, he always backs it up, bless his heart, so everything's all right.
Hey, you jerk, bless your heart. Oh, okay, well, that's cool. You can't say bless your heart and it erases everything you said.
John Gruey can.
He can. He's got that kind of charisma. Barry Karsten, every time you think it's over, Barry just pulls you back in, man. It's like, geez.
Yeah, we were over 2 seconds, pushing 3. We're now under 2 seconds.
We are.
For Barry Karsten and John Gruey, the deficit there.
He does not stop learning. Barry's going to figure out where you're faster than him. He's going to match that line, couple that with his lines where he thinks he's faster than you, and come up with a plan, and he's doing it. He landed on a tough block, and it bounced out into the racetrack. My brother hit it at Daytona and just about killed my little brother. Barry Karsten, I believe Mike LaRocco might hold the record, but Barry's right there with him as far as maintaining a national number. He maintained a national number from the early 30s all the way till he retired. So about 75 years, he managed to hold on to a national number.
I thought you were going to say his early 30s.
No, the 1930s.
The 1930s.
Racing was in its infancy. He was riding a Harley-Davidson motocross bike.
Has Harley ever made a dirt bike?
Yes. Yep. In the 70s they did.
Sure be nice to see a Harley out here. That'd be pretty cool. Hey, look, I mean, now they're in some lap traffic here. You got to wonder, is this going to play any favors for anybody right now?
Well, look right there. John Gruey, it almost cost him the pass. You had the announcers curse you just about put the pin in little John Gruey. You wonder. You said it out loud. And that almost happened. That seems to happen more often than not. There's Gruey really having to be careful with his line choices, especially when you go into these rutted up inside turns where you're like, if you get stuck behind a guy, and I guarantee you Barry Karsten can sense that, he's not going to follow him when there's another rider in front of Gruey because he knows there's a possibility of Gruey getting held up.
I believe that may be the 2-lap board coming out for this 15-minute moto. So a couple of laps left to go here for John Gruey and Barry Karsten. 5 laps down. They're enjoying at least a 40-second lead over third place now. Earl May.
Wow.
Earl the Pearl May, the number 82.
1.2 seconds separate John Gruey, Barry Karsten. Sounds like a broken record. You could voice over this moto one time, play it over the top of every time they race, and it would always be the same. Oh, it's a great battle. They're close, blah, blah, blah. And then just generically voice it over, and it would always work for John Gruey and Barry Karsten.
We should try that sometime.
Play this recording over the top 10 years from now, and they're still going to be battling it out.
Frank Koenig back there in the number 5 spot, right behind Alan Alford now as we look a little further back into the pack. Sees a few changes after 5 laps. Let's go back to the top of the leaderboard again as we check in with John Gruey. Your leader, 1.2 seconds, as Kevin said. Behind is Barry Karsten, then Earl May, 49.7 seconds in the number 3 spot. Alan
Look at
Alford.
all the lapped riders there. He is really having to work his way through, Rodney.
Yeah, that could be a factor in this
There it
race.
is again. That's 2 times he's gotten held up. So you know he's getting a little frantic back there. There it is again.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's held him up for quite a while.
Yeah, he's got a gun. He literally just held him up.
Yeah, Barry.
He just tried to steal his motorcycle.
Barry must have gotten held up by some other lap traffic too, or he would have been able to capitalize
There he is.
on that, I think.
It's a rough neighborhood. They got held up 3 times in one turn.
Galen Dixon, by the way, is 6th. 7th is Gary Lucier. Michael Keating in 8th. Ralph Bentley, who got the whole shot, is 9th place, and Edgar Fodish rounds out your top 10.
Like we talked about earlier, the names. These names were, what back in the 60s when they were born. So you got John and Barry and Earl and Frank and Galen and Ralph. Now it's Jet and Ryder and Jalik.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of different names. The names are so much different than what they were. We had, 2 names that would have been standard names
Steve.
20, 30 years ago. Steven was one of them. I can't even remember the other one. I think it was something that was even kind of borderline, actually.
Last lap, the Lucas Oil last lap of John Gruey.
Wow.
How did he stay up?
I don't know.
He was beyond 45 degrees, feet on the pegs, did not dab.
I had to rattle his teeth around a little bit.
The lap riders, I mean, just all over the place. It's like the 405 at rush hour trying to get through here under the peristyle. The peristyle. It's not a peristyle at all. Down the long, short chute on this hard-packed, muddy, dry, loamy racetrack.
You know what? It's everything that you can say, but it's true.
It is kind of
really
everything.
It's true.
Here we go. One more push from the number 31, Barry Karsten. He is still in the mix.
He's not giving up.
He is going to triple right here. He's been doing that. He's got Chinese stars. He's going to sling at him.
He was 2.6 seconds behind.
He's not anymore.
No, he's already cut that in half, I think, every bit of it.
Barry going to go for it. A couple of lap riders again. This could be an issue. Gruey.
Oh, wow. This could change the face of this second moto finish, the way these lap riders are getting, well, not necessarily getting in the way,
they're
but
just racing.
Gruey down.
Yeah, he's having to pick through them, and it's tough.
Well, that is part of the obstacles of the Amateur National Championship.
The track, the other riders, yourself, the ruts, dealing with Jason Wygant and David Smith on the podium. All a part of the game. Couple more turns. Can Barry Karsten send that Bromley Suzuki to the top step?
Well, it looks like Gruey is going to have this one on this Lucas Oil last lap. Not a bad last lap effort after all that by Barry Karsten.
Man.
He will finish up in the number 2 spot behind Gruey, and wow, a minute later we'll see
Earl May.
I miss just for that right there. I miss Wes Kane for saying Earl the Pro's name. Can we call him up and just get him to give us a aye? We'll have to do that tomorrow. I'll get things set up for that. Gruy and Karsten are in. They're headed down to the Race Tech podium where Digital Dave will be ready to congratulate them and celebrate. As we said, Earl May checking in some 1 minute later after the, well, that's when we're expecting him. Alan Alford was making a little bit of a push there the last couple of laps. He may have pushed
Check it out. You've got Alford the second and then Fotis the third. Not to be outdone.
Still no sign of Earl the Pearl. Where's he at? Did he get left? No, here he comes through the.
There he is. That's a welcome sight when you're on the track and you see that dozer going down that straightaway. You're like, thank you for smoothing that up. That is a rough straightaway right in front of the billboards.
Yeah, especially for the guys sitting on the starting line. These other guys riding off the track are like, hey,
you could have done that 10 minutes ago, man. We're old. Help us out.
Earl May hangs on to it. He finishes up 1 minute, 10 seconds back in third place. Alan Alford, the second. Fifth place finisher from last year, top 5 finisher on the number 5 and fourth. And Frank Koenig, I believe, is going to be fifth place position on board the number 43. Down to the Race Tech podium where Dave Smith stands by with John Gruy, Barry Karsten, and Earl May.
I'm on a search for looking for the Moto medals down here. There we go. Thank you. And we are on the podium right now with your first place finisher yet again, John Gruy in the Masters 50 plus. We will don the gold medallion around your neck. John, how'd you like it out there? Was it as heat as a battle today as it was yesterday?
Yeah, not quite. You know, he was definitely still there. I could see him in switchbacks really close, but he just wasn't close enough today to stick a wheel in, you know. And when somebody can do that, it really, like, puts the pressure on you, and it tends to tighten you up. So I felt pretty good the whole moto. I felt like I could go to the lines I wanted to without being defensive. So it worked out good.
It's probably something you have to put up with pretty often, is this guy chasing you around and you chasing him around. You guys fight pretty often?
Yeah, all the time. But the great thing about it is, you know, we don't run into each other, and, you know, we're not going to take each other out. So racing with Barry is, if I'm going to race with somebody hard, I want it to be a guy like Barry.
Well, that's great. If you see him and you guys are walking over to one of the concession stands, you pick up your pace and try to beat him there?
Oh, yeah, we, like, elbow, and, you know, we get to see who gets to the corn dog first.
Oh, yeah, that's it, the racer diet. He's heading for the corn dogs. All right, John Gruy, who would you like to thank for getting you up here on the box?
Team Babbitt's at home. They're a huge supporter of many people, and me especially, so I really appreciate them. Kawasaki Team Green, Fox gear for the suite. We get to wear some 2019 stuff down here, so that's really cool. Dunlop tires, Decal Works, FMF, Twin Air, Renthal, Hinson clutch components, Bell helmets, and a Tamer hole shot devices. It worked great today. You know, gets you off the line steady, and I really appreciate what everybody does.
Thank you very much. There you have him again, your Moto 2 winner, John Gruy. Next up, we have Barry Karsten, who finished in second place for the 50-plus Masters class. Don't know if we can get both these guys on the podium at the same time. They're battling it out. Here we go. There's your silver medal. Congratulations. 50-plus class. How'd everything go for you out there, except for letting that guy around you, the guy right there?
No, it was a good moto. Yeah, John had his line set. I was back there switching lines up, losing a little ground, and then I decided, let me follow him. When I followed him, I caught him. And then hit a few lappers, but you know, that's part of racing. That's like a rut or bump on the track. So got by lappers, and then got held up by a lapper and lost some ground. Next thing you know, he got held up. So it was all even, and great race. You know, second's awesome. I'm up on the podium again. A little disappointed for not first, but I'm still happy.
Now, have you done your math going into the third round already? I know you were sitting down over there. You were deep in thought. Have you figured it out?
Yeah, John, you know, he has to not check his gas or something.
On accident?
Yeah, yeah. So, but no, yeah. I mean, I had to win that one. I gave it everything I had. John just had a little bit more right at the end. So I did my best.
Well, perfect. Who would you like to thank today?
Again, Bromley Suzuki, the Arm Army. They're out here supporting all the young riders and old riders. Go to your local dealership. If they're an Army, you hopefully get a discount on a bike. Some accessories, a little parts credit and stuff like that. But the Army is cool for us, for our Suzuki riders. Rye helmets, Scott goggles, FMF, Sunstar, Decal Works. My Dunlop tires got me another good start. I think I missed it by that much. But just so happy to be here. KPS suspension, my bike's handling really good, and that's why I'm up there.
Well, great job. Congratulations again. We have Barry Carson, second place today. Now, to round out the trifecta of the Hall of Fame of riders in the 50-plus class, the number 82 of Earl May.
Thanks, man. I'm really pumped to be up here this year. It's been kind of a strange year for me. Some friends at home talked me into doing this 100-mile mountain bike race. It's in Colorado in a couple weeks, so I've been really focused training for that. And not spending enough time on the dirt bike, I can tell it out there. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to get up to a podium, so I'm pumped to be here.
Well, congratulations. You definitely had a good moto today, a little bit more solid moto than you put together in round one. But who would you like to thank today?
Oh, for sure. My wife's been awesome. Yeah, helped me all summer with training for that mountain bike race and come up here and support me at the motorcycle race. She's fantastic. Definitely Ryan Holiday, everybody at Kawasaki Team Green, Aaron and Todd at Fox, Oakley, Dunlop, Maxima, Motion Pro, and I think that's, I said Maxima, didn't I? Yes, I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, third place finisher today, Earl May. Now we've got our whole shot winner. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Is your wife going on that ride, or is she just sending you out alone? Okay. Well, with the whole shot award today, we have Ralph Bentley taking the $100 Bell whole shot award. We'll get him right up front here. Hey, you're the money winner right now. So here, tell us how that went, all the way from the starting gate to the whole shot.
Well, I'll tell you what, my mechanic, Mark, he did a fantastic job on the gate. Bike just ripped out of there. I have to thank my sponsor, Department of Power, building the motors. Pretty much after that, as Jeff Cernick would say, I pulled a Don Garlett, pulled the ripcord too soon.
All right, well, is there anybody else other than your motor builder you'd like to thank out here on the podium today?
My buddy Jeff Cernick, MX Tire, helping me out, Dunlop, me. That's about it.
All right, well, thank you very much. Ralph Bentley, your Bell Whole Shot Award winner, taking home $100.